Dude,
Pigskin.
welcome to the week 3 episode of Dude Pigskin, your favorite Bubby Boy fantasy football podcast.
Woo!
I'm here with my co-host Peyton,
Hello.
and he's a little bit sick today.
A little bit is, I don't know. It's pretty sick.
He's a lot of bit sick. So that's why we delayed until today, because he's sick and he had work. So it's not my fault. It's his fault.
It's all my fault. I claimed it in the chat, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's my fault. But we're out here grinding.
Oh yeah, baby. All right, let's just get right into it. First, we're going to talk about redraft like we always do. First matchup is me versus Ariana. And I beat Ariana 128 to 102. I moved to 3-0 undefeated, baby. Ariana moves down to 2-1. Still solid. Darren Waller, aka the Walrus, had 27.1 points. So he went absolutely nuts. And then
How did
Dalvin
he do
Cook. Last week he's 12.3. Week 1 he had 14.
So
He's got a pretty high floor.
Yeah, sad to say that 12. I mean, I guess not sad to say that 12.1 is like high for a tight end right now, but he's doing pretty solid.
Yeah, he's been every week super solid.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then Dalvin Cook, of course, with the 24.3 points. Just absolutely destroying defenses right now.
RB number 1 in fantasy right now, no?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at the overall season numbers this
Eckler
week.
might have more points, but I'm pretty sure he has the most yards.
And then Ariana's team, pretty much everyone had a rough week. DeAndre Hopkins slightly underperformed. Odell also slightly underperformed. Devonta Freeman and Josh Jacobs, her running backs are looking pretty rough. She's got Devonta Freeman, Josh Jacobs, and Kenyon Drake. So that's rough.
Yeah, that's tough.
But Evan Ingram, definitely a stud tight end. He's out here saucing targets.
Danny Dimes going to be chucking it.
Oh yeah, him and Danny Dimes definitely got some rapport. And it's going to be exciting to see if Danny Dimes can keep this up.
He's got the Skins next week, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
My last note I have for this matchup is just that Chris Carson is an absolute loser. The man can't hold on to the ball.
He's got butter hands.
He came out with 4.1 points this week, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, dude. Pete Carroll says he's still confident in him, but I think the second that Rashad Penny's healthy is that they're splitting carries 50-50.
Yeah, I don't know about Chris Carson, to be honest. I think he's going to be on my bench.
I have no choice but to start him, and it makes me sad. I just hope he has a blow-up game when I need him.
Well, he performed week 1.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, he has the ability to do it, but his yards per carry is like pretty not good. He
also just keeps getting benched for big chunks of the game after he fumbles. They bring in Procise on the goal line.
King Boomer Carroll, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Next matchup, we have Peter beating Taylor 158 to 136.
That's a throwdown.
Yeah, that's a decent scoring week for both teams. But Peter's team kind of just on another level. He had Tyler Lockett go off for 32.4. And then Austin Hooper, 24.6. Couple of big boy performances. Austin Hooper, I don't know, dude. That's just got to be a lucky week, to be honest.
The Hoop Man.
Yeah, I don't know if the Hoop Man will keep it up.
I mean,
I know
that he's
week 1.
He's rostered a lot, and like he wasn't. I'm not saying that he's not a good tight end. I'm just saying I'm surprised he's putting up points like that. I didn't know that he was the tight end number 1 option on that team, but I guess who else is?
Yeah, it's for sure him.
Yeah. I just kind of
and
hate
then
Atlanta.
Obviously Taylor had Keenan Allen go off for 43.6 points, still lost because of Kenny Golladay dropping 3.7, and then Saquon obviously coming out of the game with that injury after only dropping 7.7 points.
That number 1 overall.
I think everyone just hated to see that.
Yeah, I love
No,
Saquon.
everyone wants to watch Saquon play, even when you're playing against him. And I'd say him and Mahomes are the two players that I would be like, I just want them to stay healthy because they're so fun to watch.
Yeah, and Lamar maybe.
Lamar's getting there.
Yeah, Lamar. I love watching Lamar. I mean, I have a little bit of bias because he's on both my teams, but dude, he's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he's definitely getting there. But the Ravens the first 2 weeks were just nuts to watch. Like they were just looking like the Chiefs last year, honestly.
Saquon out for 4 to 8 weeks, looking like it's trending towards the longer period, around 8, because of high ankle sprain. Which, if you hear high ankle sprain for a running back, that is bad news. It is not good.
Yeah, could be worse, but Taylor, hopefully you can swing a playoff run. He'll come back for you late season.
Yeah, they got to
your
buy
team
too,
a little bit.
He'll only be out for 7 games officially.
Also, I just wanted to point out that Taylor's bench is terrible.
Let me look. Kareem Hunt. Yeah. I guess he's got LaShawn.
He's got Kareem
Shady.
Hunt, who's suspended for another 5 weeks or something. And then he has Devin Funchess, who's on IR.
I will say that Hunt's stock has gone up a little bit because Chubb is just not as good as I thought he would be. I mean, he's all right, but I think that I think his usage kind of concerns me a little bit. Like, he gets a lot of handoffs, but his yards per carry is not.
I think Chubb is completely fine when Kareem Hunt comes back.
Yeah.
I don't think Kareem Hunt.
There's a chance he just rides the bench.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kareem Hunt will be riding the bench or coming in on midfield plays when Nick Chubb's a little tired after busting off a long one.
Shady is probably his shining star there. I would have probably started Shady, honestly.
Well, you also have to think there was a beat reporter in Kansas City who literally said that Shady was not playing. And then when the game started, he said, just kidding.
Yeah, he literally said, did he actually say just kidding?
No, he said, never mind.
Yeah, I saw people piss on the subreddit about that.
Yeah.
That's beat.
So
dude.
that's just brutal stuff.
Jags defense went off for him too. 15 points.
Yeah, decent performance. And then Peter's
What's
defense
Titans,
also dropped 14.
Titans are weird.
Titans? Yeah, they're an enigma for sure. All right, next matchup. Alec best Scopa. Alec, both these teams even out at 1-2 after this week. And this continues the trend of Scopa putting up points and also losing.
Yeah, 143 to 149.
Scopa seems to just be the dude who keeps facing high-scoring teams, can't really catch a break. Both teams look super solid, obviously, with that score line. T.Y. Hilton dropped 20.5, literally left the game on the same play that he scored a touchdown. So he got that nice tutty, secured a solid day for himself, and then said, my quad's hurting, by the way.
Yeah, dude. The Colts honestly look way better than I thought they would.
Jacoby Brissett looks great.
Yeah, and Marlon Mack looks good, dude. Marlon Mack kind of shredding.
Marlon Mack, we knew he was going to be good. It's just that his fantasy relevance was a question after Andrew Luck retired because nobody knew if they would be at the goal line ever.
Yeah, and that doesn't seem to be much of an issue. Got the W.
Yeah, and then speaking of offenses underperforming, Le'Veon Bell dropped a disappointing 10.3 points.
Did you see that? I can't even remember his name, dude. I got sick brain right now. The starting QB for the Jets is supposedly coming back way sooner than people thought. He's asleep for like week 5 now. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that, but I knew it was like between weeks 5 and 8 he was supposed to be back.
I'm gonna watch someone's spleen explode on the field, dude.
And then for Alec, Mark Ingram, 35.5 points. The RB2 on the week, bested only by Alvin Kamara. And then old man Greg Olsen with 25.5 points. That's a surprise.
Yeah, dude. I watched one of his touchdowns where he literally just caught on the edge and walked into the end zone.
Yeah, in his wheelchair.
Yeah. And it's fitting that Alec has it.
Yeah, definitely one of the 2 old men in the league has old man Greg. And Kyle Allen is now supposed to start for, 4 to 8 weeks. Cam out with the foot injury.
Yep.
So if Kyle Allen looks Greg Olson's way, that could be great for Alec moving forward.
There's so many random QBs in the league right now, dude.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's dope, but I'm just like, there's some, and the best part is a lot of them are performing up to, if not better, which is nice.
All right, next matchup, we have Peyton catching his first win of the year.
Thank God.
Here in week 3, Peyton moves to 1-2. Maloney gets beat by Peyton and moves down to 2-1.
Thank God, dude.
Which is brutal.
Yeah, dude, you hurt my feelings in the last podcast. I'm gonna be real, so I had to let it go.
Yeah, and I guess Mike Evans must be a listener of the podcast and wanted to stand up for you a little bit because he absolutely dinged off with 45 points, 8 receptions for 190 yards, and 3 tutties.
Thank God. He's saving it up, dude.
Yeah,
I gave him a call.
The first couple weeks, he was putting it in the bank, and then he made a big withdrawal this week.
A big one. They definitely called him before. Like, you sure you want to take out this much? He's like,
yeah, they thought it was fraud.
Is this you on this team with this QB? Like, yep.
And then for Maloney, Julio went off. That's no surprise, 26.8 points. But his running back situation is looking a bit rough, to say the least. Yeah. He's got James Conner, who is a gigantic bust this season so far, and Matt Breida, who's decent, but his usage varies from week to week pretty heavily.
Yeah, that whole backfield is a question mark, especially with Tevin and everything. It's confusing.
But he's got James White and Frank Gore on the bench. I'm hoping we see some Frank Gore action next week from Maloney, to be honest.
Yeah, let me see how many points he put up.
Devin Singletary is out, I think.
Hamstring.
Yeah, yep. So Frank Gore.
He's got AJ Green on his bench too, who's supposedly looking better than people thought. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I don't think they have a timeline, and he hasn't practiced yet. But I feel like it's going to be like between weeks 5 and 8. Like, I don't think he'll be back super late or anything.
And there's no hope for this O-line to ever figure it out. So the only thing that's concerning is that they might not be able to get deep balls off to him, but they're going to be throwing it 1,000,000 times. So that's good for AJ Green.
Yeah, for sure.
And he catches maybe everything. Like, it's not like Dalton is throwing perfect passes to him. AJ Green.
Oh no, AJ Green's a freak. Yeah, for sure. All right, moving into the next matchup. Neon beat Megan 125-118. And Megan is 0-3.
How's she feeling?
She's feeling rough. Russell Wilson put up 41.3 points for Megan.
I didn't even see that.
And she still could not pull this one out, but she put up a decent point total this week.
Who would have thought Davante Adams would be letting her down this hard?
Dude,
he's blowing it.
Coming into the season, she had Davante Adams and Tyreek Hill. I was like, oh, your wide receivers are nuts.
Yeah, we both talked about that. I was like, dude, she drafted well.
Tyreek Hill, obviously out with the freakish chest injury, slated to come back within the next few weeks, though. Yeah, and Davante Adams, the Packers just don't be looking good on offense. Yeah. Like, I mean, they're not looking bad, but they're spreading it around way more.
And their identity has started to shift towards the defense after they're showing against the Bears, I feel like. Kind of looking gnarly on D.
Neon has Dak Prescott, who it was him and Josh Allen that I was targeting in leagues in late rounds in terms of QB. Dak's been great this year.
Yeah.
And then Juju had his best game of the season with 17.1 points.
He had a monster reception for like 70 yards, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Like that. Yeah.
He had 81 yards total, 3 receptions, and he had a TD pass for like 76 yards, which saved his day.
Yeah, I saw that pass. That was pretty gnarly.
Joe Mixon also, the reanimated corpse of Joe Mixon, I should say.
Yeah.
Came out and had a good game for himself.
It's weird to field at 17 because I have Mixon in the other league. Still does not feel good just knowing how many times he got the ball.
Yeah, for sure. The Bengals are definitely trash.
Yeah, they're so bad, man. They're so bad. It makes me so sad.
And one thing I would like to point out is that Megan actually made a gigantic mistake.
What'd she do?
We talked about this a bunch. On Thursday night, she had Derrick Henry in her flex spot.
Mm-hmm.
And she had Duke Johnson in at running back.
Mm-hmm.
So she made a mistake that it just comes from this being her first year. So Derrick Henry Thursday took up her flex, and she wanted to put Derrick Henry in instead of Duke Johnson and then flex Mecole Hardman.
Oh.
And she was angry to find out that she had to play either Duke Johnson or Justin Jackson in the running back slot.
Well, those aren't great options.
Yeah, but if she could have moved Derrick Henry up, she could have played Mecole Hardman in flex, and she would have won the week.
You got to learn somehow, and that's a tough way to learn. But
yeah, so
just don't flex in your Thursday night games.
Yeah, so everyone, never flex someone who's playing on Thursday. Give yourself that opening if you need to make a change. And Megan definitely has learned that this week.
The points don't change wherever you set them.
Oh, yeah, you can put them wherever. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and talk about this banger of a game. Crispy versus Matt Rich. Crispy, the highest scoring team of the week in redraft with 169.22 points.
So what's up with this team?
Matt Rich catching the L with 100.4 points.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is a team that just was sub 100 and then highest scoring the week before.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, what's going on? Some volatility there.
Definitely some volatility on Crispy's team. Also, the Isaiah Crowell Croho Nation Slam Sedan Award for the best running back of the week goes to Alvin Kamara on Crispy's team with 37.1 points. We hear the applause from the crowd. And this was just a massacre.
Yeah, that's a stomping.
This Crispy beat him by almost 70 points, which is nuts. I have here in my notes, after the awards, I just wrote, Matt Rich's team is simply bad.
Well, Sony's hurting them really bad.
Sony is a bust, for sure. And
McCaffrey tried.
He's got Damian Williams, which hurts because that's also a bust. And then I don't know where this dude got his wide receivers at. But
toilets.
But they are not great. He obviously has Christian McCaffrey, who's a beast, but that is maybe the only gem on his whole team.
Dude, Baker's got to get out of his slump too, because Baker's looking bad right now.
Yeah, Baker's got to figure it out for sure.
Do you see that picture of him standing in front of a wide open hole on the goal line and he threw it away?
No.
He literally could have sprinted into the end zone. It was bad. It's like a massive hole.
But Matt Rich's team being terrible shouldn't take anything away from Crispy's team, who obviously absolutely went off. Amari Cooper, 26.8 points. We already mentioned Kamara. Phillip Lindsay with an even 29 points. And then Scary Terry.
Scary Terry, baby.
The OSU Buckeye boy with 19 points.
Setting NFL records.
Yes, I think it's the first NFL rookie with 5 receptions and 1 TD through each of his first 3 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, dude, he looks good. He looks really good.
Yeah, well, the OSU Buckeye boys tend to look great. Just like their fans.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Of course.
All right, and we are going to move into the trash talk. And this week, we got a lot of haikus. We mentioned last week on the show that we were toying with the idea of throwing out themes, and I think a bunch, way more than I thought, came in with some real haikus.
I'm proud of all of you.
Yeah, seriously, guys, great week for trash talk this week.
Keep it up.
And the first matchup of trash talk we're gonna do is actually me versus my co-host.
I'm ready.
So here's my haiku for Peyton. You are a trash can. You have 1 win in 3 leagues. this will be easy.
Unbelievable.
What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty good. I think that you're a jerk, though.
I think that your record is nearing Matt Rich. So you can go ahead and read your trash talk to me. We'll get into Matt Rich's record later, as we usually do.
I could not do a haiku because I'm illiterate. But I said to Tyler, you should change your team name to Dalvin and the Tyler because you're built the same as the chipmunk, you dirty little goblin.
Let the record show this is the third week in a row that I have been called the Goblin.
And I'd like to make a request that anybody that trash talks Tyler for the rest of the year includes Goblin.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you for that, my co-host.
You're welcome. I say it with love.
Next up, we have Taylor saying to Crispy, he's also got a haiku. Your team sucks buckers. I don't need Saquon to win. Refrigerator. I really like the refrigerator at the end there.
I think that's my favorite.
Really, really nicely buttoned up at the finish there.
I like
haiku.
Your team sucks butt curse.
Yeah, that was a very good one too. And then Crispy also had a haiku for Taylor. Your team's looking tough. Injured, suspended, and old. The balls will not come.
Throwback. I like the callbacks from Crispy. That's pretty solid.
I agree. Crispy's been killing the trash talk.
Yeah. He's nice on Discord, but dude, when he needs to come with someone's neck, he can.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And then Peter says to Scopa, McCaffrey ain't here. I will beat you all the same. Your team is not good. Nice little haiku from Peter.
Good, Peter. Good stuff.
Then our final haiku in the redraft league is Maloney talking to Alec. Michael Scott promised. Antonio Brown rebelled. White Walkers marched through. Michael Scott promised, of course, being a reference to Alec's team name, which is Scott's Tots,
the worst episode
of The Office, where Michael Scott promised to pay for the tuition of a group of high school students and had to tell them all that he could no longer fulfill that promise.
Even hearing the synopsis makes me cringe.
Yeah,
I hate that episode.
It is a brutal episode. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this next one quick because it's a long one. So Matt Rich sent this in. And it's actually directed at both of his opponents. So Megan and Peter. Matt Rich. Also, I've edited this a little bit to remove the curse words because we're a family-friendly show, obviously. So, here's what Matt Rich had to say. What the frig did you just friggin' say about me, you little boy? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al-Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills. I am trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the heck out with precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my darn words. You think you can get away with saying that stuff to me over the internet? Think again, pal. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can kill you in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable butt off the face of the continent, you little fella. If only you could have known what unholy retribution your little clever comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your tongue, but you couldn't, you didn't, and now you're paying the price, you goddamn idiot. I will rain fury all over you and you will drown in it. You're freaking dead, kiddo.
I can't believe you just made it through that.
I had to take a sip of water after that one. Matt Rich, thank you for the trash talk. Of course, that is the infamous Navy SEAL copy pasta that we all know and love. So, moving on to Dynasty. Hang on, let me just pull up the matchups here.
Oh yeah, I gotta do the same.
First matchup, we're going to talk about me versus Peter. And this one hurts. I have had my first entrance to the sub 100 club, putting up a 98.22 points against Peter's 133.16 points.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you. I know you're the most storied member of the club. So
I am. I'm the head of the committee.
So basically, what happened? Stephon Diggs, 4.5 points, just bought himself a one-way ticket to my bench for the rest of the season. Josh Jacobs with 4.4 points. Joshy boy, I still love you. You're still one half of the face of this franchise. And then Mark Andrews, 4.5 points. And let me tell you, as Crispy and Megan can attest, those two came over my house to watch Red Zone on Sunday. I was tortured over whether to start Mark Andrews or Darren Waller. I usually go two tight ends, putting one in my flex, but I wanted to play Demarcus Robinson because I thought that this Kansas City versus Baltimore game was going to be an absolute barn burner. Just going to be, I thought there was going to be 150 points, one of those games.
It wasn't low scoring by any means.
No, and Demarcus Robinson was still a very solid flex play.
D-Rob's catch in the corner was nuts.
But I thought Stephon Diggs, he got 10 targets last week. I thought that this week would be the week that he rebounds. I was wrong.
Yeah, you think against Oakland, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I thought he would have a good week this week, but he is going to be on the bench, and now Waller and Andrews are going to be my flex 1-2 punch at tight end.
I can't believe you're doing that. That's so cool, though. That you have that option.
Yeah, it's great. That's why I traded away Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins, who I traded for, put up 12.7, which is bad for him. For who he is, that's bad. And then on the other side, we had Julio Jones for Peter, 26.8. Christian McCaffrey, 27.8. Super solid game from those two, and then the rest of his team just did their jobs pretty much.
So, yeah, maybe Bob. Bob looking a little rough.
Yeah, Bob Woods is trash. I have him in redraft. He's going to be on my bench for a while.
Yeah.
When you put the Rams' passing attack, it just looks bad.
Besides Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp looks like a freak.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is definitely the golden boy of this wide receiver core.
Yeah, he's looking really strong. They even said, there was reports that he was going to look faster, after this rehabilitation of his ACL. And then they said in his post game when he got the game ball that he legitimately looked faster. Sean McVay said.
Great comeback story for Cooper Kupp. Glad he's back. And you want to go ahead and talk about your matchup with Scopa?
Yeah, I got stomped. Scopa beat me 166 to 130. It's not I don't feel like my team even looked terrible. I mean, I'm all right with the numbers that came up, but Scopa's team is starting to form into some sort of juggernaut. Let me pull up our matchup. Yeah, I had Chris Carson. You know the pain that we are both feeling. Said he has butter sticks for arms. Yeah, he was looking terrible with ball control. His yards per carry also not looking great. At least we know he can catch the ball. Yeah, he's not looking great by any means. Keenan Allen stomped on my head with 43.6 points. Kamara had a monster game. Lev Bell underperformed, and it still didn't matter because the rest of his team just looking ridiculous. But two of my receivers showed up, Thielen and Kupp. Thielen with 2 touchdowns, looking pretty solid. Yeah,
Thielen had 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 2.
Oh, Thielen only had 1. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kupp had 2.
Oh well, he had 1 rush and 1 receiving.
Yeah, dude. Boom.
I thought you said 2 receiving. My bad.
No, I just had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, because I was saying that he ran 1 in, which is crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Haha. I have Dalvin Cook in the other league, bro. Let him run that in.
way she goes, dude. Thielon's gonna take a spot.
I think Alexander Madison was already in at that point anyway, and he also scored a touchdown. So
yeah,
their rushing attack is just nuts.
yeah, their team looks good, dude. They could make a decent playoff run. Honestly,
I think they've finally figured out that it's best to use Kirk Cousins the least that you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Because that dude is a bum.
As long as Dalvin Cook stays healthy too, I think even with Madison they'll be all right. But
yeah, Madison has looked great on the snaps he comes in on.
yeah, he's like he's literally just a clone of Dalvin Cook, dude.
It's no joke when they're when Madison switches in for Cook, it takes me like 2 snaps to realize it.
They're literally the same build.
Because they look so similar.
Yeah, they're the same build.
All right, and next up we have Matt Rich beating Neon 116-111. Matt Rich moving to 2-1. Neon falling to 1-2.
Marriage clawing back that losing record.
Yeah, Marriage is bringing it back. He's doing better in this league than in redraft, which I think anyone could do better than that, but that's besides the point. Matt Ryan did well, 23.4 points. Julian Edelman, 19.2. He had Juju, who, as we said earlier, has his best week of the year at 17.1.
Mm-hmm.
The only person who really did not show up at all for Marriage was Jared Cook.
I hate him.
1 catch for 7 yards. But then on the other side, Neon had Vance McDonald drop 2 points. And then he has a rough running back core as well. He's got James Conner and Devonta Freeman, of course, dropping 20 points combined, which is rough. And then on the bench, he's got the injured Tevin Coleman, Jalen Samuels, and Carlos Hyde. So he's going to be in a tough spot at running back for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carlos Hyde showed up once and ran into the end zone and then had a few touches after that.
Yeah, that was a
TD and said bye.
That was also a pretty low-scoring game.
I think Houston literally just is always in games where they have to claw their way to victory right at the end.
I know, and it makes no sense.
It kind of hurts fantasy a little bit. Unless it's like a blowout game, but it never is.
All right, and next up, we had Maloney, the highest scoring team of the week in Dynasty at 167.86 points. Beat Taylor, who had 147.14 points. And
maybe the team should feel bad about that.
This is going to be the big dick sling off of the week.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
This was a great week by both teams. Just unfortunate for Taylor that he got matched up with Maloney.
Yeah.
Manuel Jones, 34.24 points, and Taylor has the Engram stack. Engram, of course, put up 23.3.
That's pretty hype, honestly.
Danny Dimes, I said this the other day, that we've all been looking at the 3-lie prophecy wrong all along.
Yep.
Of course, the 3-lie prophecy being that Eli is destined to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl one last time and transcend from Eli to 3-lie. But what we didn't see coming was that he would be on the bench and Daniel Jones would be the one to lead the Giants to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, turning a benched Eli into 3-lie.
Do you think like you just explode into like a beam of light when he wins that third Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, for sure. He will become an ethereal being after that.
Dude, honestly, that Danny Dimes start's pretty crazy.
And that was such a bold play, honestly. That was such a bold play. And it paid off even if he didn't catch the W.
Almost 20 points over his projection.
Yeah. Crazy.
Tampa Bay doing Tampa Bay things and losing that game somehow.
Maloney had Mike Evans, 45 points. Patrick Mahomes is just Patrick Mahomes. Will Disley had a huge breakout game. 18.2 points.
Almost
continuing what he did last week. He's just been killing it. And then Maloney also had Chicago D, 21 points. Taylor's wide receivers let him down a bit, but no terrible no terrible weeks from any of Taylor's players or Maloney's, other than Saquon obviously coming out with the injury. But you can't fault him for that.
Also, Zeke not getting a touchdown in a Miami game. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's nuts. That could have taken Zeke from just a little bit subpar to just a solid game if he got into the end zone.
Yeah, he's kind of middling right now, even though he's not like doing terrible. Like people are happy with drafting Zeke, and I'd be happy with drafting Zeke, but it's just like, I mean, we all know that he can blow up into some monster games, and it's just not there yet.
Yeah, I'm sure. And also with him not attending camp, he's probably just still getting into the groove of football a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about Zeke.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks always. The Buckeye boys. And next, we're going to move into our last matchup of the week. It is Crispy versus Alec. Alec, welcome to the Sub 100 Club with me this week. And Crispy beat Alec 138-91. Alec's wide receivers just blew it. Kenny Galladay with 3.7 points. Mike Williams was 7.5, and then he also had Todd Gurley, who had 4.3. And then all of his other players, other than Dak Prescott,
just didn't do great.
Nobody did great, yeah.
There's just no great performances. There's no standouts besides Dak. And Dak just literally met his projection.
Yeah, and then Crispy, Devontae Adams 9.6, Sony Michel 7.1, but Russell Wilson with 41.3, Mecole Hardman with 18.4, Dalvin Cook with 24.3, and Crispy has Terry in both leagues, which I'm mad about. He dropped
Scary
19,
Terry in your
of course.
flex is so awesome, honestly. I love Crispy for that.
Yeah, Crispy was at my house watching Red Zone, and we were talking about Scary Terry. He was stoked to have gotten him in both leagues.
He's solid to just flex, don't touch really unless the matchup is terrible, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, he literally played Chicago and still got 19.
Yeah, he's been putting up just solid week after solid week.
He's the only bright spot on that team, genuinely. Kirk Cousins. Or not, not Kirk Cousins. Case Keenum looks so bad, dude.
Yeah, there are rumors swirling that Dwayne Haskins might get a chance soon, and they might have that Buckeye boy connection.
That'd be so awesome. And I'm not even like super hyped for Haskins because honestly, in the preseason he looked great, and they just can't protect him right now. So a lot of people, even a lot of Redskins faithful, are like don't want him starting just because
it's not going to be. They want to build his. It's not going to do anything for him starting him at this point.
Case Keenum looks so bad. That jump over for the first down like it was a goal line and then fumbling the ball is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That was unreal.
Right. Good game to Crispy and good game to all of our other winners this week. All of our losers, keep your chin up, all right? It'll get better. Yes, Peyton, losers. I'm talking to you. We're going to move into the Dynasty Trash Talk. First up, I got a little haiku for Scopa. You are such a weeb. Your legacy is tarnished. Also, Japan sucks.
I think you're going to hear from him about that.
I definitely will. Scopa's name in the Dynasty team, of course, is A Weeb's Legacy.
Embracing the weeb.
And then Maloney had a haiku for Alec. He said, in both of our leagues, Alec's bad bottom half teams will be crushed by me. Maloney, of course, facing Alec in both leagues this week. So that was a nice double haiku burn right there.
Pretty solid.
And then Crispy had some words for Peyton. He said, Mixon is a bust. Your team is underwhelming. Jackson deserves more.
You know it's bad when I agree with all of it. Also, the call back to me saying Jackson.
Your mic cut out there at the end. What'd you say?
I said, and the callback to Jackson deserving more in there.
Yeah, great.
From last week.
Great trash talk by Crispy. You want to read yours to Crispy?
Yeah.
Or actually, we'll save that for the end.
Okay. Okay.
Peter, no haiku for Peter. Actually, I'll read Taylor's haiku first. Taylor says to Neon, this is the last haiku of the week, throws dimes and runs lines. My rookie better than Kyler. Eat crap, I'm a win.
Nice save. Nice save.
He's, of course, talking about Danny Dimes, a.k.a. Daniel Jones, a.k.a. Manuel Jones on that one.
aka Emmanuel Jones.
Emmanuel Jones. And then Peter had words for Matt Rich. No haiku on this one. Your team is very bad, and I want to make them even worse.
That's like sinister.
And then in parentheses, Yahoo all-time 3-18. Which is, of course, Matt Rich's all-time record on Yahoo, 3-18. You want to go ahead and read yours for Crispy now, and then we can discuss this further?
I asked Crispy. He's like, can you believe Matt Rich is 3-18 all time? What's up with that? Haha, good luck, Crispy.
Then he put a nice little smiley face at the end.
Yeah, smiley face.
So we're just going to end the show on this note. What is the deal with Matt Rich being 3-18 all time?
It's a mystery. He's never explained it. Definitely not.
We reached out to him for a quote, and he declined to comment. So this leads me to believe that. All right, can I just run you through a quick hypothetical scenario?
Mm-hmm. Let me hear it. Hit me with it.
Here's what I believe happened. I think that Matt Rich entered a league probably last year, maybe the year before that, though, with a bunch of preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Matt Rich did his best, but unfortunately just could not win a single week against any of these 5-year-olds.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, because if you look at his redraft team, my little cousin Joey's team in the family league I just drafted in is better than that. And he drafted 5 quarterbacks.
Dude, Matt Rich is going to be upset.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Matt Rich, if you can just give us the answers as to what's going on with your record, I think we would all sleep a little better at night knowing what has led to such a travesty.
Yeah, Matt Rich, we said we'd bring you on for some comments, and you said no comment.
Yeah, so we invited him on as a guest host to come in at the end and say a few words. He declined again, said some really rude stuff to us. So with that, we are going to end this week's episode of Dude Pigskin. Make sure you send in your trash talk for next week to either me or Peyton. I don't know if we have a theme for this. Maybe we'll just go we might
come up with one this week and then send it out.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Discord. We'll let you know what the theme is going to be. But thank you all for watching. We love you all.
Love you.